Hello and welcome to this webinar in regards for people who have an ostomy or a stoma, learning more about what it's all about, what all the products are about, and some help with anxiety as well. You are here for a reason, and that is for you to gain knowledge, because knowledge is power. And the more power that you have and the more knowledge that you have, the more confident and the more able you are to deal with things. And like I say, empowerment is beyond wealth. The more that you know and the more that you understand, the better life's going to be for you and for people around you as you're living with this bag stuck to your tummy. The thing being is, though, there are lots and lots of information out there, and you can get so bombarded by contradictory information or anecdotal information. And it is really hard to wade through this. And this is why I've created this video for you today. And what you're going to learn in this video, there's going to be a very, very small amount about me, also about products, what the difference are between the products and such, and then give you some ideas about how to get you to relax and how to get you to realise that you are doing bloody incredible in this life. Yeah, you've got this bag stuck to your tummy, but it's not the be-all and it's not the end-all. Right, a little bit about me. I'm Helinka Carr and I'm the founder of Unspoken Rosebud. In 2013, I was diagnosed with bowel cancer and I refused chemo, had radiotherapy, and unfortunately the radiotherapy damaged me so that now I have a permanent ileostomy. I did have a temporary ileostomy, which I absolutely bloody despised. So I have been on the other end of absolutely hating this thing to now respecting it and realising there's such a good quality of life out there for me to have with it. And this is what I'm wanting to share with you today. So I do know what it's like to have one. I not say every day is bloody perfect, because heck, it's not. But what's more importantly is what we're here and we're doing. So a little bit about stoma bags, sizes, etc., etc. Right. Usually, when you first come out of surgery, they put a one piece on you. And just because at the end of the day, you need to take the stoma bag off regularly, the ostomy bag off regularly, so that you can make sure that your skin underneath is healing really, really well. And obviously, with taking the bag off every day, unless you've got a colostomy, then sometimes it could be a bit more than every day. You are then getting to witness that you're healing well. So that's an advantage at first of the one piece. There is also a two-piece system, which is where you have the flange and the flange sits on your tummy and it'll stay there for the say 4 to 6 days, obviously depending on the brand you're using. But an advantage of this is that you can change the bags on without disturbing your skin underneath. So I personally have a bigger bag, maxi bag on a night to when I'm sleeping, and then during the day I have a more discreet mini bag, and I find that works absolutely fine. So that to me is an advantage. But when you first have a ostomy and a stoma, not the best thing for you, because you need to keep an eye on how your skin is doing. Then there's also drainables and open or closed or drainable ones. Obviously, if you've got a colostomy, you can have the choice of having a closed or an open bag. With an ileostomy, because that's coming out of your small bowel and that produces more output than what a colostomy will, a drainable one is more advised, so that then, like you say, you can just wish it away. And the output is often a lot looser, so it takes up more space in a bag than what you're used to with a colostomy. So then we've got to look at the flanges. These are brilliant things, but did you know that some of the flanges actually have healing properties within them? So if you're wearing a barrier cream, unless you're medically being advised to do this, you are stopping the healing products that are in the flange actually going through into your skin. I personally use Welllands, and it's got Manuka honey in, and my skin under my flange is the most softest and well cared for on the whole of my body. It is absolutely brilliant. So it's worth looking at the flanges and see what healing properties they've got in there and how they will work and stick with your body. Then we go on to, like I say, the creams and the pastes and the rings. Now, there might be a need sometimes for you to have a barrier cream on you. But overall, you'll listen to a lot of people, a lot of professionals out there that will say less is more. Wiping yourself and cleaning yourself with warm water, not necessarily soap, but just warm water with a cloth. Not necessarily with the wet wipes, because that can sometimes leave a residue, but just with a normal everyday warm water. The paste and the rings. Right, well, for some people, there's absolutely no need for you to have any of these, because if your stoma area and your ostomy area is flush, then your bag will sit really, really well on it. So you haven't got any divots or any creases that need to be filled in. A good tip with the paste is if you get a baby's syringe that you use for giving them Calpol and such, you can actually squeeze some of the paste into the syringe and then syringe the paste into your little divots or crevices or where it's needed to be. And you don't get as much around on your hands. I personally can't use the paste because I end up wearing more on my hands than what I do on my little creases. So I personally use the rings, of which then I'll cut them in half and then cut the half into 3, and then I will fit them into my creases. And I find that so much better. It is helping me prevent leaks. It's where the flange is stopping on my skin a lot longer than what it did before. And it's just a lot more comfortable. And that's just reassuring that that is going to stay and stick into place. One of my pet hates is the stoma ostomy powders, where you go online and you see people changing the bags, which is brilliant that they're that brave to do that. And then the team are load of this stoma powder, ostomy powder on their skin, and there's absolutely no need. If you haven't got a sore or if you haven't got a skin that's broken and a bit uncomfortable, it's bloody useless. So don't waste your time or your money on this. Only use it as and when it's needed. I always have a little bottle in because, as you well know, things happen and you can get sore sometimes. But what's more importantly is don't use it every time unless there's an absolute need. Now let's go on to the adhesive removers. As you're aware, there are 2 types. You've got the adhesive sprays and you've got the adhesive wet wipes. Now the sprays are good, but you just use a hell of a lot of them when you're taking a bag off. Personally, I use the wet wipes because I have found that every time I open a wet wipe, it works. With the spray cans, there were times when it said it had stuff in and you shake and it's got loads in and it won't come out. So that can become quite frustrating. And the wet wipes are just so much. And the wet wipes are easier to carry around if you're needing to do a bag change whilst you're out. But most importantly is you need to find the bag that's right for you. And this is hit and miss. This is a little bit of trial and error, unfortunately. But once you find the right bag and the right system, this stoma and ostomy does not rule your life. It is part of your life. Right, what do you take when you're going out? Now, we're all advised to have this little makeup bag or little wash bag full of stock that you need. Personally, I actually don't take a bag out with me anymore. I am that happy and comfortable with my stoma and ostomy setup. I will happily just toddle off out for the day and not have a problem. But for a lot of people, they like that reassurance. So it's if you're having a one piece, obviously the one piece, the full system, one thing you must please do is make sure you rotate your stock regularly. You do not want to get caught out by you trying to change yourself as you're out and about, you're enjoying yourself, and this bloody flange doesn't stick to you. That has happened, so please rotate. So, like I say, if you're using a one piece bag, scissors, paste, or rings if that's what you're using. Obviously, a disposable bag to put all your guffins in. Adhesive remover. This is an ideal time actually to take the wet wipe adhesive removers with you because they take up so little space. And then, like you're saying, just a normal wipe so that you can then. What I've found is that a lot of the companies will give you complimentary wipes. So I get the dry wipes and I'll cut them up and I will use those to clean my skin and make sure it's fine. And like I say, scissors if you need to change the shape of the flange. And the overall, If you use the creams, obviously take the creams, but I would take the creams out every time you go out when you come home, because you want to keep the freshness of the medication that you're taking. How often do we compare ourselves to everybody else who's out there and doing and living this life? And we look at, well, why the hell are they doing that and I can't? You've got to remember, you've potentially had a bowel issue beforehand, and your body has responded to that so differently from how other people's bodies has responded to theirs. I didn't have a bowel issue other than cancer. But if you've had Crohn's disease or colitis or celiac disease and such, then your bowel's been battered a lot. So it takes a while for it to recover and for it to heal. So don't compare yourself with anybody else, but compare yourself for how you were before. Now, this is a bit of time for you. I would like you to find somewhere nice and quiet and safe for you to be. I'm going to guide you through this time, which is for you. So, I would like you to sit down, be comfortable, and make sure that you're not going to get disturbed by anybody around. So make sure your phones are off. There's nobody going to walk in on you, because this is your time for you. And I think you've had people looking after you for so long, you forget to take that little bit of time for you to make sure that you're okay and you're in a great place. And this is what this is all about. So what I would love you to do first, get yourself settled and take in 3 deep breaths. And on the 3rd breath, your shoulders become more relaxed and you just sink in your chair just that little bit extra. And an advantage with this is, if you can't visualise what I'm going to describe, well then feel it. Or just know that it's happening to you. And just get the sensation of what we're working with. So now you find yourself on a beach. You're near the beach where the waves are lapping in. You're near the shoreline. And as the waves are lapping in, they're giving you relaxation. And as the waves are lapping out, they're taking away some anxiety. So the waves coming in and giving you the relaxation, and the waves are going out and they're taking away the anxiety. Or the worry, whichever word fits you best. So the waves are coming back in to fill you up with relaxation, and the waves are going out to take away any anxiety or stress that you're holding. And now you're going to walk along the beach, but you can still hear the sea coming in and coming out. And as it comes in, it gives you relaxation, and as it goes out, it takes away any worries or concerns or anxiety. And this will just automatically go on as I'm talking to you, as I'm guiding you further through this experience. Now, as you look up, you see a beach hut. And you're thinking, oh, sounds interesting, looks interesting. So we'll go walk over to that. Not too far, it's only a few feet away. And you've noticed that it's got lots of different colours on. And that's fine, because what we're doing next, it's important to have the colours. So you open the beach hut, and as you take the first step in, you become more relaxed. And when you take the second step in, you become more relaxed again. And on the 3rd step, you are so comfortable, you are so relaxed, you're taking in what we're saying. And now that you're in this beach hut, you've closed the door behind you, and you've noticed there's colours in this hut. Now these colours will differ for each and every one of you. Now, are you seeing a green? Are you seeing some pink, some blue, or even some yellow. It doesn't matter what colour you're seeing, you just need to sit there and just absorb and feel what that colour means to you at this moment in time. Take a big deep breath in and inhale the colour and let it seep through your body and breathe out. Take another deep breath in of the colour of your choice and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in the colours and breathe out. And as you notice, these colours are healing colours, and these colours are just for you. And you absorb more and more of these colours coming through. I'm going to let you have a minute of just soaking all of this in. The next time you hear my voice, it'll be the time for us to leave the hut. Hello and welcome back. I hope you've really enjoyed that special time just for you. Now, you're thinking, well, I don't deserve this time. Well, you bloody well do. Because being selfish is being selfless. Because that little bit of self-care for you means you're coming out a happier and more relaxed person to the people around you. And how's that being selfish when you're happier to come out? Now, as you open the door to the beach hut, you can see the beach and you can see the sea again. So you come out and you've got the lovely soft sand on your feet and you're walking forward and you hear the sea coming in, which is giving you relaxation, and the sea going out, taking away any concerns or worries that are still in your body. And now, I'll give you a couple more times to hear the sea coming in and the sea going out. The sea's coming in to give you relaxation, and the sea's going out to take away any worries or concerns that you may have left. I would like you now to take in a big deep breath and start feeling the seat that you're on at the moment. Another deep breath in, and you're coming more and more aware of the area that you are in. And on the third breath, open your eyes and give your body a little shake and breathe out. And you are now back in the room. One thing I don't think you hear very often is that you are doing bloody amazingly. It is so easy to think, oh, I did this wrong and I did that wrong. No, you've got to look at what you do every day and what you achieve. And it's small steps and small things that matter most. You've taken this good quality time for you. And well done for that. You deserve this time. You've got to remember, we all heal at different speeds and at different ways. We're going to have peak days and we're going to have trough days. That's fine. As long as, like I say, when we're having a trough day, go back and listen to that relaxation and bring yourself back where you're then more energised and you're more awake and you're more able to do. Like I said before, you and your body have been through one hell of a lot of things. whether it's been through the shock of the diagnosis that you've had, whether it's the medication that you've been taking before you've had the surgeries, or whether you've just woken up and you've got this bag stuck to your tummy and it wasn't even on any plan or any idea of what was going to happen in your life. You and your body have been through so much. And you need to not blame your body for what it's happened. Don't blame the people who give you the diagnosis or the treatments that you're going through. It's just, we are here and we have one life and we've got to make it the best life we possibly can. And I'm more than sure that you are able to do that. Yeah, you could be a bit bitter and a bit fed up with life because of what you and your body's gone through. But that doesn't have to stop that way. You need to make that shift to look at small positive steps. I'm not saying you should be all, glory be, we're all here, we're all alive. We should be grateful we're alive. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at what you can achieve now that you couldn't achieve before, or what you're planning to achieve in the very near future. This doesn't have to stop you living. Having this ostomy and stoma is part of you, yes, but it's not all of you. And I think there's a lot of people who concentrate on that rather than the rest of the body. I think it's so important to get that balance. I would like to say thank you so much for listening and fulfilling this part of the videos. And like you're saying, I've said before, we have one crack at this life. And yeah, everybody knows we're going to have ups and downs and roundabouts and such everything else. But that's fine. That doesn't matter. You just got to look at, we've woken up, we've got up, we've got ourselves dressed, even if it's just in the slouches for the day. You still got up, you're still interacting. And it's brilliant that you are here. So I really would be interested to know what you've taken from this event and also what you're going to be more positive to do in the future. Where are you going to be going? What are you going to be doing? What memories are you going to be creating with your family and your friends? Are you going to go on holiday? Are you going to think, get that confidence up to go, yeah, we do deserve a bloody great life and I'm going to make sure I do it. I would like to say a massive thank you for listening to the end of this. You have done absolutely great. You are really on track to having a great life. And like I say, keep your eye out for the emails that will follow. And I hope to see you all very soon. So thank you.